Here we are. I am in the Namib Desert today in Namibia, here to take you on an in-class field trip to show you the conditions the Herero people had to face during the genocide during the Second Reich. So if you come with me today, we're going to see a lot of interesting stuff and also what it's like to actually be in this desert and experience the conditions the Herero people were forced to endure. So come with me. Here we go. Namibia, formerly German Southwest Africa. It encompasses the Namib Desert, where many of the Herero people died at the hands of the Germans. Its terrain is inhospitable for human settlement, and it's almost totally uninhabited. But it won't stop us from searching this land to find the evidence. Namibia. In search of the Herero. Things I do for an in-class field trip. Namibia. Gotta keep going, gotta keep going, gotta keep going.
As you can see, the Namib Desert is huge. It stretches for hundreds and hundreds of miles in either direction. The Germans wanted to make sure they pushed as many Herero as they could out into this desert. As you can see, there is no water, there is very little plant life. The means of survival simply do not exist out here, and this is precisely the reason why the Germans did this to the Herero. Many of them would die very, very quickly in this harsh environment. And as you can see, there isn't much at all here. Come on, let's keep going.
The desert is over 1,000 miles long from north to south, and it's also 280 miles wide. Its dunes make it impossible to cross without adequate provisions, and that's why the African peoples didn't stand a chance. One thing that many of you may not realize is just how harsh these conditions are. There's no roads out here, the temperature is already well over 100 degrees, and if you don't have water with you, you could die within a few hours. Many of the Herero died in the first day because of this precise fact. So without the necessary means of survival, these people didn't stand a chance. I could already feel the effects of it, because the heat and of course dehydration comes in very, very quickly out here in environments such as the Namib Desert. Let's keep going. Another geographical feature the Herero were forced to deal with was just beyond the desert, there's mountain ranges. As you can see, the mountains are all brown, which means very little water, very little vegetation, and there wasn't much at all to go by. As you can see, the amount of vegetation here, it does exist, but there's nothing that humans can actually consume. So no matter where the Herero went, there was always these physical barriers, geographical barriers, that they could not surpass to survive. As you can see, out here in the Namib Desert, there's a lot of reminders of what happened here during the genocide. The bones of the Herero people still litter this desert all over the place. They're constant reminders of what happened here well over 100 years ago. Everywhere you go, you can still find them. Don't forget, 75% of the entire group was exterminated, and the evidence of this genocide is still all around us today. Everywhere you go here. It's absolutely incredible. Okay, let's continue on our journey and see what else we could find now. Come on. There are also remains of the rail line the Herero were forced to build as slave laborers. Just like the inmates of the concentration camps during the Holocaust, prisoners were worked to death, as their only value was to benefit the Germans. So, this concludes our excursion into the Namib Desert. I hope you learned a lot about the topic. I know it's something that almost nobody even remembers today. But just keep in mind, the poor Herero people. If we don't learn from what we made mistakes out in the past, it's just going to get swallowed up in history, just like how the Namib Desert is swallowing up the evidence of the genocide committed here. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you always take this stuff with you. And of course, I'll see you again on the next in-class field trip. Take care.